Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Kaylee. I use this channel to talk all about what intentional living looks like for me. Today we are going to look at the things that have kind of accumulated over the past 6-ish months that I am ready to declutter. In some of the things that we do as minimalist, I talked about having a constant kind of declutter bag or box so that we could just add items to it as we needed, because we're kind of out of the mass decluttering stage for all of the things that we own. But of course, you naturally accumulate things over time, even if you are being very mindful about what you're bringing in, and you find some things tucked away or hidden that you completely forgot about that need to go. So I just wanted to show you all of the things that we have decluttered in the past 6 months so far this year. Some of these things will be thrown away after I film this video because they don't work correctly. Some of these things will be just donated to a donation center. Some of them I will try to sell at either Facebook Marketplace or at a reseller store somewhere that could buy the things from me. Starting with a couple of random kitchen items, we have this like baster brush. It came with a set that I got for my sourdough journey, and I already have one of these, and this is very cheaply made, and so I don't need to keep it. I also have a Yeti lid for a Yeti that we no longer have. This was actually tucked in the back of a cabinet when we were filming our apartment tour video, and when my husband was taking shots of the kitchen cabinets, he saw this tucked away in the back corner. We had completely forgotten it was there. We don't need it anymore because it doesn't fit any of the cups that we have, so it's going. Then I have 3 coffee mugs to get rid of. One of them is a travel mug. I don't know where the lid went. It's possible that it already got thrown away, but I was actually given this with flowers in it, and it was very cute as a Valentine's Day vase. But I don't need to keep it because 1, it doesn't even have the lid anymore, and 2, I would never reach for this as a travel mug or as a mug for in the house. So it's going. This one is just a blank mug. I don't remember what was on it, but I guess it rubbed off. We also don't really like mugs this size and really only use them for tea and not coffee. So this one's going. And finally, this Paris mug, my husband picked it up at the airport in Paris, I think, and he had used a buddy pass on Delta from someone whose husband works for Delta, and he got her a mug, and I think it was like a set of 2, so he kept one of them and gave one to her with a couple of other things to say thank you for that buddy pass. But again, the size of it and some of the other mugs we just like a lot more, so we're getting rid of this one. Then we have this reduce cup from Target, I believe. So you want to keep this? In talking with my husband, who's sitting right over there, he would like to keep this. And finally, for kitchen related items, I have this stone dish. I really like Pampered Chef stoneware, and I thought that this was Pampered Chef stoneware, but it's not. It's from Sassafras Enterprises from Evanston, Illinois, and it's not as good quality, and I honestly won't use it enough to warrant keeping it when it's not the type of stoneware that I would prefer to have anyways, so it's going. Some travel items are these 2 travel pillows. I will try and insert a picture here of what they look like when they're inflated. You can just blow them up when you're on the plane, but they are so bulky, and because we mostly travel carry-on only and don't take a checked bag, this is precious space in our carry-ons that just isn't worth using. And I can't sleep on planes no matter what accessories I have, so there's no point. I have like very clearly never opened mine, and my husband used his, but it's not something that he's been like, hey, make sure we bring the travel pillow, because it's not that helpful when you're in a tiny airplane seat, honestly. My dad, I think, bought these at Goodwill and gave them to us, and they might be returning to Goodwill. This ergonomic mouse my husband picked up years ago from Amazon, and the traction and tracking of the mouse just stopped working. So I'm going to be donating this to a used and broken electronic organization. It's a nonprofit called Work for Eli, and they employ special needs adults, and they learn how to fix or dismantle different types of electronics, use the parts to fix other type of electronic items, and something like this is something that could be useful to them. So that's going to go to Work for Eli. Then we have this karaoke microphone. It was donated to a nonprofit organization that I work with and host their events. And we tried to use it. It doesn't work. I don't think that it's broken necessarily, but the amount of work we were having to go through to try and get them to work was just not worth it. So we ended up buying like an actual speaker system for our karaoke events and nights. But I'm sure that someone could figure this out for their child or something like that, because I think this part lights up, the music comes out of here, and you sing into this end. A random one, but this is a silicone ring. We purchased this from Amazon years and years ago for my husband to wear to work because he didn't want to wear his nice wedding band to work. And it has just stretched out so much over time that it keeps falling off of his finger. So we actually invested in a better brand of a silicone ring. It looks a lot better. It holds its shape a lot better. So this one is going. Now we have some clothing items both from my closet and my husband's closet. First is this black t-shirt from my husband's work. It does have like the name of where he works and all of that on the front of it, which I'm not gonna show, but it is really faded, and we'll probably just throw this away or it will become rags. Then I have this sequined skirt, which is from Walmart. My mom picked it up for me. It was $1. I don't know if you can see that, but on clearance, it was $1. And it does not fit me properly. She's going bye-bye. And I'll probably just donate that one because one, I didn't pay for it. Two, the only amount paid for it was $1, and there's no point in trying to resell that. Then I have this white tank top from H&M. The armpits are getting a little bit stained, and I have a new white tank top that fits me better, and it has a built-in bra, and I would just always pick that one over this one, so there's no point in trying to get the stains out when I have a replacement item that works better. I will probably also be trashing this one or turning it into rags. If you watch my closet switchover video, these two items will not be new to you. I have this Columbia button down, like army green with a camo panel here and camo panels on the arms. I had a real vision for this when I thrifted it, and unfortunately it just is not my color, and it's a bit of a stiffer fabric than I wanted it to be. So I will be getting rid of this, but I am going to try and sell it because I did pay like $20 for it, and so I'd like to recoup a little bit of that money. And it's very in right now. Probably closer to the fall is when I'll try to sell it, because it'll be a lot easier to sell then, since it's long sleeved and a little bit thicker material. Same goes for this one. I will try to resell it. I'll probably try to resell it later on this year. I purchased this from a boutique that my cousin owned, and I really liked it, but I haven't been going for the cropped jackets quite as much. I'm preferring a cropped underlayer and then putting a longer jacket or top layer on. So I didn't reach for this really like the past 2 years. I didn't wear this much, so it's time for it to go. And then for my husband's closet, he picked this up from the same thrift pop-up that I picked up, the Columbia button down. And he has worn it some, but it's not his style anymore. Thank goodness. I was never a huge fan of this, but it's okay. He loved it and wore it a lot. Definitely got his money's worth out of it, because I think he paid like $5 for it. But his style is kind of changing, and he knows that he won't return to this, so it's going to. 2 random koozies from Bugbusters. I do networking for my business, and one of the networking events that I went to last year, other businesses had like tables and free things that you could take. And we actually got a really nice fly swatter from the Bugbuster table. And I also picked up these 2 koozies because at the time we didn't have many, and now we have way too many koozies. And you know, the Bugbuster and then the bright neon yellow just isn't my vibe. So these 2 are being decluttered. And finally, I have 2 books. I actually have decluttered 2 other books that aren't here because I took them to a little free library about a month ago. One was How to Be an Excellent CEO, which we actually got out of a little free library. I don't think I'll ever read it, so I put it back into the little free library. And then also How to Win Friends and Influence People. My husband was reading that book for work and got a lot of really good information from it, but didn't feel like he would return to it. I've read it before. I probably won't pick it up again. So we donated that to the little free library as well. And then we have these 2 books. So the first one is The Witch Song of Shannara by Terry Brooks. This is the 4th and final book that my husband needs to complete his collection of the Terry Brooks books that he's trying to pick up currently. Unfortunately, this one is much larger, and we didn't know that when I ordered it. I was trying to like surprise him with it, and it's much larger than the other books, and so much so that it was like, obviously we can't keep this, which is a bummer because it's also not returnable to thrift books where I purchased it, and honestly I'll probably not buy through thrift books again. I didn't love the experience, but it was only $6, so I'm not too worried about it. But I think we will take this one and the next one that I'm going to show you to like a half price books and try to get even a couple dollars for them because they're in really good condition, and the Wish Song is fairly rare, and this one is fairly popular, and it's a hardback and it's in great condition, so I can probably get a couple of dollars for this too. So this is Still Me by Jojo Moyes. If you saw my haul video and my book shopping in Europe video, you will know that I picked up a paperback copy of this in a bookstore there to complete my paperback collection of the trilogy. So I don't need the hardback anymore. It's in really, really good condition, and so I'm gonna try and get a couple of dollars for it at the bookstore. And that concludes all of the things that we have decluttered over the past 6 months. And it's getting to the point where it's taking up too much space in my pantry. It's starting to unnerve me a little bit. So I wanted to film this and go ahead and clear it out and then start a new bag for any additional things that we declutter for the rest of the year. And so maybe in 6 more months we will come back and do this again. But for now, I need to go and get ready for a trip that we are leaving for today. So I will catch you later. Until next time.